Pressurizing with the spark. One wrong move and you fall apart. So brace yourself, don't blink. As we shot, one chance to take it all. No fear.
Welcome everyone in to the virtual Talladega Superspeedway. It's a Thursday night, and that means the PGR eSports Intimidator Superspeedway Series is back. And tonight we'll tackle the high banks here at Talladega in the Legacy Gen 4 car for 55 laps of action. Fixed setups here tonight. 2 tire sets, 70% fuel, 1 green-white checker, and no fast repair. You see it's hot here in Talladega, 86 degree ambient temp, clear skies, and just a small wind, 4 mile an hour, 134 degrees is your track temp. And we're gonna head down to the grid here tonight as we are getting set to roll off here on a Thursday night. And starting on the grid, row number 1 here tonight will be David Flanagan and Cody Niegels. Steve Sizemore will start P3, Landon Velke in P4. In P5 tonight, Nathan Harper, John Ellis will start P6. And we're going to go back here. We're just using a new feature here, and we're going to have to get some of these drivers updated here within SDK. That way we can have some cooler photos here in the future. I knew we'd have a little bit of technical difficulties here tonight, but nonetheless, we'll figure it out sooner than later. But you see Cody Niegels, David Flanagan on the front row here tonight. And row number 2, it'll be Steve Sizemore starting 3rd, Landon Velke 4th here tonight. Starting on the 3rd row, Nathan Harper in 5th, and John Ellis starts 6th tonight. Starting on the 4th row, Wyatt Gray and Carson Freeman. Starting in row number 5, it'll be Jeff Merck and Matthew Patton. In row number 6 tonight, Matthew Stallnick and Justin Melikar. Row number 7, it'll be Dwayne Drummond and James Waring. And rolling off on the 8th row here tonight, Colby Nill and Gordon Spain. Rolling off on the 9th row, Mike Davenport and Sam Horst. Row number 10 here tonight, Chase Mastretta and Hunter Hastings. And we'll have some technical difficulties. Of course, wanted to get some new features here tonight. We're having all sorts of trouble with them, but of course, that's what would happen here tonight. Nonetheless, here we go on a Thursday night, live here on the PGR eSports Network. And to the restart zone for the first time tonight, green flag in the air as David Flanagan and Cody Nichols lead them to green here. And we are underway. Cody Nichols in the 6 to the lead here. As we are tackling lap number 2. We'll get our normal tower up here shortly. We're trying to fix some things here on our end. Of course, we wanted to feature some new stuff here tonight. Didn't quite work out the way I would have liked it to. So further testing will be involved in that. But right now, 3 wide here in the Legacy Gen 4 car at Talladega. And these cars all racing hard here in the early, going 3 wide here in the front of the pack. And we're going to bring in our co-host here tonight, Matthew Baker, also doing race control. You got a copy. Well, these drivers off and running here early, already 3 wide tonight. And it looks like these guys going to get pretty aggressive here in the early going. As we track here to lap number 4 here at the line. What are you looking for here tonight in this Legacy Gen 4? A car we don't often run here in PGR eSports. Yellow flag is out. First caution of the night. And we have multiple drivers involved. Steve Sizemore, Landon Velicki. Looks like Daniel Eberhardt off the track as well. So we'll get back here to that replay momentarily. As David Flanagan, your leader. Apologies, still trying to figure out the scoring tower, how we can hide that one that has popped up here on us. Well, that's better right there. So we'll try this for the time being, and we'll go back here and just had to load, actually, sorry, we had to load a new scoring tower here, so not quite sure if that will load correctly, but we'll get this going here in just a second. We're going to back this up the old-fashioned way here. And try to find out what happened here. I brought out the first caution flag of the night. And keep an eye here on Steve Sizemore. He is running up front here. And this is where the wreck... Yeah, you see Steve Sizemore right there. I believe that's Landon Velicky. Sizemore is going to go off. Velicky is trying to keep it together here. That's going to start the chain reaction farther back. Stalnick goes for a ride. Here is the 54 as well. So some trouble early here for some pretty big drivers as Landon Velicky. Looks like he's pretty clean, though. It doesn't look like too many of these drivers got it all that bad. Nonetheless, the first caution flag here of the night. As we go back up here live, it'll be John Ward now assuming the lead in the number 92. It's possible he did not come to pit lane, not quite sure here, but John Ward is your new leader. David Flanagan coming off pit lane, leading Cody Eagles here, as well as John Ellis. Matthew Patton is your current top 5. We saw Matthew Patton have a pretty good run here in the last couple of weeks. He'll try to do it again here tonight. I want to thank all you guys for joining us here tonight. Just a week and a half away from the 2026 PGR 500. That'll start on February the 2nd, continue through February 8th. The feature race that Sunday. And already over a half full in the field. So if you're out there listening here tonight, not yet registered for the PGR 500, make sure you get that in soon. I know last year and last week, especially last couple days, there was a lot of entries coming in, and this year it seems like there's a lot of momentum, a lot of steam heading into the biggest race of the year as far as super speedways go here on iRacing. And a lot of drivers here in this field will be in that field as well, including your defending champion, Daniel Falkingham, who has a provisional as last year's champion into that feature field. So he'll go seeking a back-to-back title. As the pace car lights will go out this time by, we'll go green and rack them up here again. So caution number 1 on the caution counter rule here tonight. We'll see if we can get to 5 and or more. And for the first couple races though here of the season, it's been some pretty clean racing here. So John Ward here will lead us back to green. David Flanagan in the number 1 Pennzoil machine to his outside. I want to apologize to anyone coming in here with a little bit technical difficulties. Of course, trying to install some new features here on the broadcast tonight, and didn't go as planned, so I've been all over kind of a mess here to start things off tonight, but we'll get that rectified here, hopefully going forward.
Like he had internet issues. He's back on the track now, 1 lap down.
Ethan Eckert will have to claw his way back into this tonight. See some big losers here to start the race. Colby Nill down 21 spots. Back in 36. Steve Sizemore down 31. He was involved in that first caution. He's back to 34th. Velke also loses 25 positions since the start of the race, but John Ward up 30. He has yet to pit, so trying a little different strategy here is the number 92. He's been around for a long time, so he knows what he's doing. We'll see right now if the 92 made the right decision as we get ready to go back green here into the restart zone again for the second time tonight. And we are back off and running here at Talladega.
Start there on the bottom side by John Ward. He stayed out on the track. Only car to really stay out at all. It doesn't go back to fight him on the fuel strategy, but the way these guys race, reads cautions. But they had a good run up there, and see how it goes. One blinking out towards the back. Malik Ray getting a big push on the outside line. They got 4 cars up there, and 4 on the bottom really lined up. 2 lined up tight with John Ward, Cody Nagels.
Yeah, we've seen that 6 car come on really strong here of late as he eyes a PGR 500 championship to go with his ERA Omega Cup win a couple years ago. John Ellis now up here into the top 5. He is in 3rd. We've talked about him quite a bit here in the last couple months, just trying to find his way back to victory lane here in PGR. It's been a struggle for him. A lot of bad luck for Ellis, and there is a big wreck out back.
Whoa.
A couple cars off, we stay caution back out. It's actually the second caution of the race. Our scoring tower's going to be off here tonight. So second caution flag, Sam Horst, and a big one out back. We'll check this one out in just a second, but Horst's night is coming to an end quick. New driver here to PGR eSports, and you can see the smoke billowing out from the back of the number 6. And that looks like heading to the garage tonight. And he will pull it off and tow. And we'll go back here and try to find out what happened. What a vicious wreck. For Sam Horst. You know, I think he blinked out.
For, I mean, almost a whole turn, and then he comes back and he's just flipping all over the place.
Yeah, I was kind of like caught off guard. I went back to the replay, and for some reason went in the blimp, and couldn't kind of get off that.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened here. So it's kind of hard to get back to the replay of what happened. So apologies yet again here tonight. Not going my way so far tonight, but that was a big one. We'll go back live here, and yeah, due to that blinking there, just kind of hard to get up and caught up to that replay here as drivers now here on pit lane. Cody Neagles and a couple others stay out. But a whole ton of cars coming off pit exit at the moment. So a frenzy here on pit lane. Filling up with Sunoco Racing fuel. 70% fuel capacity here tonight. Cody Neagles elects to stay on the racetrack, so he'll assume the lead here. 11 laps in of 55 tonight. A strong field here on a Thursday night, upwards of 38 drivers, so almost a full field here And that is nice to see. And some new names as well here on the leaderboard tonight. Couple drivers in this field as well. Justin Johnson, you see him right here coming off pit lane. A sponsor here for the PGR 500 duels. So he has a free entry into tonight's race, as well as Drew Blaze. So they're going to use up a couple of their free entries for that sponsorship here tonight. We appreciate them for coming on board for the duels. It'll be the Dad Bod Studio Duels from Daytona. I want to thank as well that towing company as our flagship sponsor for this year's event. Chris Carter Racing as well. He is a title sponsor. We want to thank Jeff Merck and NBG for coming on as an associate sponsor. So those four sponsors really contributed a lot to keeping all of our entry fees into the race purse for the second straight year. So appreciate those guys. And we're going to have Team Watson Racing Setups as a pole shootout sponsor. They're also going to be having their race setup as the setup for all of the racing activity you'll see on the track outside of the qualifying sessions for the drivers. And we'll have a host of other sponsors as well throughout the heats and the LCQs, and looking forward to featuring those sponsors here in the next couple of weeks. So a couple more sponsorship opportunities out there for the heats and the LCQs, but they are going quick. So if you want to have a chance at those, shoot us a DM here on Discord or send us an email to support@pgresports.com. We'll get you guys linked up and hook you up for the PGR 500, and it also could help if you win an LCQ through the wheel spin. That could keep you in the event, and you never know, it could springboard you to the feature race. And here's Cody Neagles, currently your leader out of Rolla, Missouri, as he looks to keep the momentum going strong. Another guy with a lot of momentum here, back in the third position. It's the NASCAR Coke Series Pro Daniel Falkingham. And man, that guy has more PGR hardware than just about anyone else. Another driver back in 14th, Malik Ray. One of the most winning drivers here in PGR eSports. And he is back-to-back champion in the SummerSlam 499. Matthew Patton up to 11th. We saw his Cinderella run a couple years ago in the March Madness. As we get ready to restart yet again here from Talladega. Cody Neagles, Jeff Merck now. Teammates tonight will lead us back to the restart zone. And the green flag back in the air.
Start on the top by Cody Neagles. He stayed out on that stop. John Ward, great decision by him to not pit there. Or sorry, to not pit on the last caution. And he was able to shuffle, almost 30 positions. So net gain for him. Now he's on the top. About 5 cars back there on the top. The bottom has 3 cars formed up on the bottom side, and it's 2x2 race right now. Everyone taking it relaxed, a little bit scared after that internet issue. So
see the number 84, that's Justin Melikar here in the Mountain Dew Chevrolet, as he works in front of Chase Mistretta in the Bud 8 here tonight. 3 wide right behind them. I believe Kyler Wynn's going to force the issue here to the outside. He'll look for some teammate help eventually. He's going to try to make that third lane work by himself at the moment.
two here down the backstretch. Drew Blaze looks like he's a little bit off the pace after taking that big front end damage from the car that blinked back in. Basically on his roof. Justin Johnson trying to get him going, but gonna pull himself back as well. It'll be safe to be back there right now because they're getting a little bit frisky up front. Three wide up top. John Ward pushing that lane along. 3 cars deep. In the middle lane trying to fight back, but the bottom not surging as much as I thought it would. Has a bunch of cars lined up, but really, really good job by the middle lane able to push here.
Yeah, an excellent job right here. 3 wide. We got 4 cars now in the third lane. We got some more coming from the back. Trying to join them here in the front. Stolnick's going to lead that lane. John Ward, Kyler Wynn as well. Here comes the 38 of Gordon Spain. Cody Eagles still leads it here on the bottom. Falkingham now here in the center. We'll see if these drivers can get to a green flag stop here tonight. 15 laps of 55 here. Going to be coming at 16 here. One caution flag so far, sorry, 2 caution flags so far here tonight.
And that Sharpie them at 39 gets Cody Nate goes up in front of him in the middle line. Matthew Stallneck still doing a good job rolling the top side. You see Trevor Osler not doing a good job pushing Jeff Merck. NBG doing well here in the early going. Kyler Wynn and a scheme I'm not too familiar with. And I mean, if you get close up, you get a little cockpit view in these cars, you can hear them lift out of the throttle center of the corner. You know, it's not about the speed that they carry into the corner. It's just an ill-handling race car. You know, I wish we had an old scan of Talladega where it was roughed up before it got repaved, but we're playing with what we got, and these cars right now are very ill-handling through the entrance of the corner. You can hear the RPMs drop as they get through 2, exit 2 here. But the top side not forming up. Stallneck up in the wall. You talk about the ill-handling race car. It's tight off exit. If you're close to that wall, it will reach out and grab you.
Here we look out the front of Daniel Eberhardt as he is in that Hornet's Nest in the middle lane at the moment, right behind the 03 Kenny McCullough Jr. And not only that, Baker, it is hot here on this racing surface. We'll bring up that weather. You see it on the right-hand side of your screen. 136 degrees is the track temp. So they're going to be battling these ill-handling cars throughout this evening as Daniel Eberhardt still pilots this. You'll see a view out of Matthew Stallneck. He's going to lead that third lane off turn number 2 and look to get a push down the backstretch here.
Good to see him back racing. He's been back for about a week now, making some noise up towards the front. And most of the 16th car gets loose there, about 5 cars back. Cody Nagels moves back up in the clock. The Bud car gets down in line. But Metal Car came back from Japan. He's back in the States now, and he's back racing and right back up front where he belongs. So good to see him out here. Landon Bellicky, nice to see him running a race out here with us. And the number 62 Beard Motorsports car. A lot of different paint schemes here tonight, you know. This is a car we don't run, so it's things that we're not used to. But something that, you know, names are still the same familiar names that we've seen. Kenny McCullough in that Bud number 03 car. It's a pretty looking car. By him Flanagan in the number 1.
Yeah, I got an opportunity to run the SummerSlam 499 in 2025 with Justin Mellicar. Actually pushed me to a top 10 finish, and we had a really frantic finish there in the closing laps to get to the top 10, and a really good pusher, a really good driver there. We'll see if Justin Mellicar can find his way to victory lane here tonight. Another guy out here, he always seems to come around during speed weeks here every January, February for all the 500s. It's Andrew Zanto up to the 13th position at the moment. It's another good driver, very capable of doing some damage here. I'm just looking at the leaderboard here tonight. These drivers are making a lot of moves. It is constant movement here And we are not used to, we haven't really seen much 3 wide with the next gen and trucks lately. I mean, this is the most 3 wide I've seen in quite some time here. And this car looks pretty racy here tonight.
As he will drop down to the apron. Very racy cars here. It's been one of my favorite packages to watch over the past couple of months. You know, with the updates to the truck, which is fine. It provides the racing that we miss with the Gen 7. Oh man! Contact out of the corner, they're gonna wreck.
Wrecking out back is a lot of drivers involved in this one. Mark Vondell, John Ellis, who still can't catch a break here. It looks like Andrew Zanto, Steve Sizemore again. And you see Ellis there on your screen. So third caution flag, ignore the second. It's actually the third here tonight. The caution counter is ticking its way up to number 5. We could be in for our first wheel spin here tonight to try to get the progressive jackpot, which still sits at 0 here in the early part of the year. 22 laps in a 55 at the moment. Cody Nigel still your leader. Jeff Merck, Daniel Falkingham, Matthew Stallnick, and Trevin Ashmanoff, your top 5. We'll go back here and find out what brought out the third caution flag here of the night.
Look around Daniel Eberhardt, James Waring. They're 4 wide, and that's where the contact's initiated. That was Andrew Zanto that got upside down. I mean, absolutely pile-drived.
So let's take a peek at it here. And take a peek. There's the 90 and the 13. That's where it's going to start. Looks like Chase Mistretta. Now the 90 is going to drive off. So luckily for Daniel Eberhardt there, doesn't look like too much happens with him. This will give us a really good shot. Keep an eye on the 90 and the 13 here. And 4 wide here, coming off the turn. And Eberhardt and Waring come together. And you see the chain reaction behind him. Chase Mistretta. There comes the 29. He is just going to get right underneath the other 8 car here tonight. Got multiple 8 cars here on the track. And Baker noted something about Andrew. Ooh, yeah, Andrew Zanto. What a ride here. Keep an eye on Zanto up here in the 42. And we'll get on board with Zanto here in a second. This was a big one as he flips upside down. Keep an eye there on the number 42, Dodge of Andrew Zanto. Yeah, 16 of Ellis is going to come right into Zanto. That turns him upside down. Up and over he goes. Mark Vondell then gets into the 16 as well. And he goes up and over a couple times here. Lands on all 4s. What a wreck here. We're going to watch this one in real time from the cockpit here of Andrew Zanto.
Skateboard world, they did a kickflip.
Well, he sure did. A big assist there from the 16 of Ellis. And wow, what a tumble.
Nil on the 16.
Oh, Colby Nil. Yeah, getting all confused here tonight with the different paint schemes, but yep, Colby Nil right there, not John Ellis. So John Ellis actually still up front. He's actually in the butt 8, so lots of getting used to in this car here tonight. As we go back up front, John Ward, Cody Neagles, I believe going to bring us back to the green flag here. But and John Ward used that first caution to get the track position here tonight. Like we said, a smart move, savvy move from him as he foresaw some caution flags coming, and it's now catapulted here, you know, being even and on par with the rest of the drivers in the field as he's now in the driver's seat up here with Cody Neagles.
Now, kind of a... the chat's going crazy right now because I have them unmuted for pit road. I tell you, man, you mute these guys for 2 minutes, they want to talk for 20. It's ridiculous. But Ward, he missed his pit box, so he drove through on that one. So a little bit different strategy coming from Ward here.
Well, the pace car lights off now. Onto the backstretch. We're going to re-rack them again. Third caution flag of the night coming to an end here, as we are approaching the halfway point of tonight's race, as we will then transition tonight into a bunch of recruitment races for the next week and a half as we inch closer to the second annual PGR 500. Tomorrow night we'll bring you the Stars and Stripes series, as we'll be back here at Talladega in the Xfinity Series car. Sunday night, as always, lately Sunday fun day. And then Monday night we'll have the next PGR 500 recruitment race, and we'll try to host as many as we possibly can next week as we fill out the field. And it's going to be a talented field yet again here this year, and looking forward to calling some races, race controlling some races, also racing in the event myself as the pace car will head off onto pit lane and getting ready to go back green flag racing here and see what driver can get to victory lane and book themselves a spot in the 2026 PGR Championship. As the green flag back into there is John Ward, Cody Neagles take off here. A great shot of our drone here coming outside turn number 2, 3 wide back into the front. We got 3 here on top. Ward just ahead of Neagles now. Here comes the 84 of Justin Melikar here on the high side. These drivers still getting it after it here tonight.
A 3x3 again. Big side draft there on the outside lane. He's trying to get to the front. I see a bunch of different cars paint schemes. I see a Dynaco paint scheme, a Chick Hicks, which is what the Elite Ray is running. I see a Lightning Queen paint scheme. So, oh man, big contact up front, huge wreck about to happen.
Caution is out. A big wreck. Lex John Ward chase Mastretta as Ward slides down the banking and to the apron. The 92 is gonna get it together here. He'll be headed to pit lane for some repairs. And as we approach the halfway point, caution number 4 is out. So caution number 4 out. as John Ward, part of this one. We'll go back here and take a peek at what happens here in the front, because that's where it all begins here.
Starts around Jeff Merck and Justin Millikar on the top side, both leading their respective. Well, Cody Nagel's in front of Jeff Merck, but Millikar leading that top side.
Yeah, here it is. The Merck and Millikar come together here. Millikar keeps coming down right into Jeff Merck. It sends Merck down into Falkingham and Ward. And Ward's going to come up collecting Neagles, who I believe ends up saving it. What a save by the 6 of Neagles. But then Ward comes back into their Neagles, and I think he saves it again. Trevor Astronaut involved a little bit. Matthew Stalnick heavy on the brakes. But Merck, Ward, and Mastretta, I believe, take the grunt of this one. As those three head up into the fence, and Cody Neagles, we'll have to give him some props here. What a save. Let's go back and watch the 6 of Cody Neagles. Have to save his car twice. This is real time here. Keep an eye here on the 6 of Cody Neagles. I mean, what an excellent job there. That's some car control as he's still able to drive off. Probably has a little bit of damage, but he minimized it as much as he possibly could. As then I believe Daniel Falkingham ended up taking the lead here. So we'll see a lot of these cars end up coming back down pit lane again. It'll be led here by Matthew Patton in the 16. David Flanagan, Jeff Merck coming down, as is Millikar and Mastretta. So a lot of the cars that need damage repaired. Some others in the back coming back down for possibly some tires and or some fuel. So what a great shot here. Down pit lane here at Talladega. One of my favorite cameras here. So 4th caution flag of the night. If you're just joining us, had some technical difficulties in the early going. So what you see up there on the scoring tower is 3rd caution, but it's actually the 4th here tonight. And these drivers are racing pretty aggressively. We've yet to get to the 5 caution count here to start the year, but here in race number 3, I think we're finally headed there. That will kind of start our new rule system here with the caution flags. And I guess, hey, while we're there, we might as well talk about that just a little bit. As you see this lead group here, well, should get the 1 to go signal here next time by, is Daniel Falkingham, now your leader. But we'll go back here and kind of explain that rule I know we did last week. So essentially, there is a progressive caution counter aimed to minimize the amount of caution flags we have here on Thursday nights. And it activates with the 5th caution. So if we do get that 5th caution here tonight, that will be the next one. Then there'll be a $10 deduction from the top 5 payout positions in tonight's race, which essentially is a $50 deduction. Now, if we end up on that 5th caution, half of that money, so $25 of that money, will go to the PGR eSports Fund, and the other half, the other $25, would go to the PGR Progressive Jackpot. Now, it's early in the year, so that Progressive Jackpot at 0 at the moment, but tonight, it could hit at minimum $25. We would then spin a wheel here tonight with all the drivers in the top 10 positions here tonight. Their names will go on a wheel, and if it lands on the highest finishing driver with the least amount of incident points, they'll win that jackpot. And if there's no winner, that jackpot of $25 will stay in till the next time we hit the caution counter. And we'll spin it all again. So hoping that we can get that thing pretty big at some point this year and see somebody win quite a bit of money. That driver must finish in the top 10. They need to be tied for or have the least incident points among those top 10 finishers. So that's how they can win it. So I believe we're going to be getting to that 5th caution point. And hey, if we get over that, it's even more money. So it'll go all the way up to $100 if we get the 10 cautions. Don't think we'll get there tonight. But every caution's another $10 deduction. So these drivers now fighting for their payouts the rest of the way. That should add some intrigue here into tonight's races. John Ellis, Daniel Falkingham will lead us back down. 25 laps to go here on a Thursday night. And this is the last Intimidator Superspeedway race until after the 2026 PGR 500. As the pace car is going to head down to pit lane. Falkingham, your reigning 500 champion. And John Ellis looking for another win here in PGR. It's been a while. To the restart zone we go. Green flag back in the air.
Push along. Daniel Falkingham, Cody Mando, John Ellis Jr. on the top side with Nathan Harper in the Dynaco blue car on the bottom side. That'll be a 30-second hold for Jeff Merck. He'll come down pit road this next time by. So we can get some green flag laps in here. I think that 5th caution will activate, like we were talking about, the extra money that goes to the fund, but gonna be a hard one to pull off here with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, last week we got to that 4th caution, but it kind of ran into the green-white checker. So no chance at it last week. I believe in week number 1 there was only 1 caution, so we'll see if these drivers remember the rule, because every caution...
That's all they've been talking about under caution. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's good to hear. At least they remember, and maybe they'll try to keep it in one piece. We'll see some drivers get really mad at one another if one does cause another caution here tonight, but that Dynaco blue looks good out front at the moment. And that Rusty, that red car, man, I'll tell you what a finish it would be tonight to have that Dynaco blue and the Rusty's red up there fighting for the checker flag.
Yeah, teammates running Dynaco blue, the Lightning McQueen 95, and the Chick Hicks car with Jackson Buys. Nathan Harper and Malik Grace will try to hook up, you know, maybe replicate that 3-white finish they had in the movie. One of my favorite ones. Oh man, look at the Lightning McQueen car Jackson Buys. He is one of the drivers who always splits 3-wide. If there is a tiny gap, he goes for it. And he doesn't make friends coming up towards the front. Once he gets around his teammates, he doesn't have to worry about anyone else.
Here you saw the race flyer from tonight's race one more time. We didn't get to show it early on. These drivers battling here down the backstretch. Top 5 payout positions and a couple payout positions to anybody that has not won a Intimidator Superspeedway race. Trying to spread the wealth here early in 2026. Keep some more people active and involved. And so far, so good here. And you saw at the beginning of the race, the PGR 500 promo. Head over to PGResports.com. Make sure you get signed up for the biggest race of the year. As we begin to count the laps down. 22 laps to go here.
Back to 3-wide racing on the top side. That's Josh McCullough giving a push to the 41 at the stall neck. He's been committed to that top line. That last run, he wasn't running as close as he should on the top towards the middle lane. You see it right here. Really far off, but he gets clear. Oh man, they're trying to wreck towards the middle of the field here. Numberhard almost gets turned by Jackson Buys. Jackson Buys has been making some really bold moves, if that's what you want to call him. Trying to split 3-wide. Numberhard 7 none out of it. You know he's going to be like that.
And Matthew Stallnick now one of your leaders here up front. Here comes Nathan Harper as well as Josh McCullough. So, I mean, Baker really, three guys that haven't really been leading this race. They're all up front. Three abreast, about 5-6 cars deep now here on the high side. As we come off turn number 2, it's that Wonder Bread in the third lane right now. I believe that is Josh McCullough. As now he has come out of nowhere to take over the lead of this race. As he looks for more here, as Stolnick is going to work that middle lane. On the bottom, it's 43. So yeah, what a race so far. We've seen a lot of drivers now cycle out here at the lead. Truly anyone's race to win here tonight.
Now Kyler Wynn back into the picture here on the bottom side, pushing Nathan Harper. He hadn't really called his name all race. Usually he calls his name from the drop of the green flag, but now he's pushing second on the bottom. Stolnick doing a great job managing lanes, looking like Dale Earnhardt being the Pied Piper, going back and forth, bottom to middle, not to top. But you see 4 wide going into turn 3. This is going to get hairy.
Yeah, 4 wide, reminiscence of SSK, usually done in the Craftsman trucks or the Xfinity car. But tonight, the Legacy Gen 4, 4 wide off turn number 4. As the racing picking up with 20 laps to go. We'll hit the 19 to go sign here. 3 cars here in the 4th lane.
That's Wyatt Gray, Ethan Eckert on the top side. And you see Josh McCullough going to split both lanes. Oh, Prince Spain almost gets into Josh McCullough because he was splitting 4 wide for second place right now. Nathan Harper leading them all. Here comes the bottom side, and Kyler Wynn still 4 wide. Absolutely amazing racing coming down the backstretch.
Down the back we go into 3. They still stay 4 wide. It's been a while since we've seen them hold it this long. We'll see how long they can go, and it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon, as cars just keep filing in all 4 lanes at the moment. Right now, the safe spot to be is that Dynaco Blue out front. I'll tell you what, that 3rd lane, only 2 cars at the moment, the 84 and the Apple car, trying to figure out which way to go. He stays on the top on the high side with the number 64. Apologies without some of the names here tonight. Trying to get that all figured out as we come off turn number 2. Ooh, 1 into the wall. They're going to hold it. We stay green. And that 4 wide just not going to keep working out here.
They're approaching 3 lap cars here as well as they're going 4 wide, so they're going to have to figure it out as they approach these lap cars.
Truly some amazing racing here, and we've seen it over the years. This is truly the best in super speedway on the iRacing service, and you'll get some sprinkled in with some new drivers here and there, but it doesn't matter. These are the best. We'll have some races that aren't so hot, but tonight these guys came to race, and right now 3, 4, 5 wide. Chase Mastretta into the wall. 60 of Jeff Merck, he's into the wall. Lap cars affected here. It looks like we stay green, and crazy there because we had a couple lap cars get into it, Jeff Merck being one of them, so more damage to him. We go back up front, 3 wide, and man, that was almost a big one.
Yeah, Chase Mastretta gets driven through on the exit of the corner. Jeff Merck gets into Drummond as well, so all 3 of those lap cars really got ate up by the main pack coming there. All started with Wyatt Gray. I don't know what he was thinking being the only car 4 wide. Wasn't able to squeeze it 5 wide.
On board here with David Flanagan of the Jack Shack. He has won some big races in the past as well. Oh, he's actually going to hit the wall. And what a time to be on the cam as Flanagan tags the wall on exit of turn number 2. He's your reigning PGR Light Series champion, as he's the champion of season number 3. Glad to see him back on the track. And nearly a close call there for Flanagan. He's able to keep it going here. Miles stuck back here a little bit farther back in the 18th position. Winner on Monday night in the PGR recruitment race. He's been hot of late, but tonight he is stuck back, and we're gonna have a wreck here in the tri-oval. Caution flag out, and that's the 5th caution flag. of the night. And with 15 laps to go, we'll get a break in action here. And that fourth caution you see on the screen is actually your fifth caution flag. And that'll activate the caution counter for the first time here in 2026. And one rule about that progressive jackpot that did not go over, it cannot be won on a night where the caution counter went into effect. So that progressive jackpot tonight will kick in and it'll move forward to the following week until we get a clean race, and then it can be won. The Kyler win here now, your leader in the 82. Josh McCullough up to second. You got Matthew Stolnick in third. He's had a great night thus far. Hunter Hastings up to fourth, as Cody Neagle's up here in the top 5 as well. But the caution counter now has been activated, so $50 out of the top 5 pot. And I don't think that'll be it here tonight. These drivers are going to get really aggressive here in the final 10 laps of this one. And some action here tonight, I'll tell you that. It's been a heck of a race. A really good show if you're watching, that's for sure. Chase Mistretta in the race tonight. He's now in the chat. It was a night for him, that's for sure, as he finishes in 37th tonight. We'll go back here and show you the replay that brought out the fifth caution flag of the night. We'll get in this chopper view here. Slow this one down, and man, there it is right there between Falkingham. Kenny McCullough Jr. is going to hit the outside wall. I believe that's going to be Matthew Patton involved. That starts him going on back there. David Flanagan. Man, Landon Velke's been a magnet tonight as well. And just keep an eye on Falkingham in the middle, in the number 39. As Matt Patton. Actually, it looks like Kenny McCullough. Yeah, it's netcode between Falkingham and McCullough. And that's what sets this one off. So a couple netcodes here tonight, unfortunately, while we were getting some good racing. And that brings out that fifth caution flag. And Chase in the chat, I'll tell you what, whoever hits you, man, you got hit. And that was a big one. We showed that one on the replay. That was a good one there. As we go back live here. Well, we'll take our first quick break here of the night. We'll come back and we'll take you all the way to the checkered flag. So stand by here on the PGR eSports Network.
Engines breathing in the dark, pressure rising with the spark. One wrong move and you fall apart. So brace yourself, don't blink. As the shot, one chance to take it all. No fear.
Back here live at Talladega Superspeedway, Kyler Wynn, Josh McCullough will lead us back down to the green. 5 caution flags here tonight. Now 11 laps to go into the restart zone. We're back and fired up here as we will now go 11 laps to decide our winner here tonight. We'll use a green-white checkered if we need it. Nathan Harper now as well up front. So is Stallnick and Hastings. It's truly anyone's race to win here tonight. And it's been a wild one here in the third race of the Intimidator Superspeedway Series here in 2026.
Bottom side all formed up. Now Josh McCullough going to come up to that second line, leaving 2 cars on the bottom. Kyler Wynn up to the top, leaving out Nathan Harper. He has no help on the wheel. Going to come back down, checked up that line. That was smart. Back down to the bottom goes Kyler Wynn. Back up to the top, really managing the lines here, back to the bottom. And Josh McCullough gets to the outside. But 3 wide already starting. And it's gotta be the, oh man, all out of shape in the triangle is very, very sketchy in this car. But that top side, huge run on the top side by Danny Everhart. Dylan Jones flying to the front with John Ellis Jr. But now Kyler Wynn, he's going to be clear to the middle. Does he take it here? I would assume he would. He does. And the middle now gets to roll, but that top side still rolling with Dylan Jones, Daniel Everhart.
Yeah, we stay 3 wide here. Eberhardt's going to clear to the middle lane. It's a new player here in the front. I believe we haven't seen that Bass Shop tracker here yet leading the race tonight. Kyler Wynn, Nathan Harper, Josh McCullough, Dylan Jones now, a teammate of Everhart here up in the front. We know he comes to the front when it matters most. Dylan Jones looking for another win here in this series.
And they're split 4 wide for second place. Josh McCullough did a great job, but no one went with him. I mean, just go with them there, you know. It would have been great. That clears Dylan Jones, though, to that third line, puts Daniel Everhart leading the middle line, and all out of shape. They both save it. Great saves towards the back of the field there.
Yeah, this is some awesome racing. Back 4 wide. I believe the 8 car is Ellis. He's now all the way back in that 4th lane all by himself. He's going to parachute back for just a minute. Here comes Cody and Eagles. Again, here is the 86 as well. Another driver we have not talked about. I believe Carson Freeman getting into the action here as well. Ethan Eckert trying to make his way back up to the front. And we stay 3 wide, 4 wide, actually farther back. Max Dinda, he's going to pick up John Ellis. They're going to try to make that 4th lane work. But Dinda's going to get back down. Here goes the 64 Baker off turn number 2. We'll see if he can bring that Lightning McQueen up here to the front.
That's going to be Jackson Bias, Wyatt Gray working 4 wide, getting the push on the top lane. Here comes Chick Hicks. That's Malika Ray getting pushed on the top side. The whole team will need a paint scheme so they can get out and run. But you see Wyatt Gray gets up into the wall. Chick Hicks gets up into the wall as well. Gonna drag him back a little bit. Landon Bellicky, will he pop out 4 wide? I don't think he will. He may, though. Doesn't. They get formed up again. John Ellis Jr. gonna support that 4th line as we come to 7 laps to go here. You got Daniel Everhart. Oh, big block on the top side from Dylan Jones to the 4th lane. That's going to hang him out to dry. 4 wide for the lead. There's going to be a big push, though, if Malik Ray can get to it on that 4th line, and they are going to absolutely roll 4 wide down the backstretch here at Talladega.
Ooh, the 43 off the pace side of the apron. That bottom lane's going to go back just a little bit. Here comes the 3. I believe that's Dylan Jones. Clears to the lead. They're beating and banging up front. Velicky nearly loses it. That would have collected the whole field. He saves it. Here comes Everhart. 4 wide off turn number 4.
4 wide, almost 5 wide. Wyatt Gray has to get down in line. behind Landon Velick. Here comes the pinch from Malik Ray to Landon Velick. Wyatt Gray going to let his teammate back in down in line. They're going to be 3 wide coming towards the front. Malik Ray going to have a big push to Landon Velick. That 4th line really rolled when Dylan Jones went up and blocked. It was a great move by him to control his destiny. Now in the middle with his teammate Daniel Everhart and Dylan Jones.
Oh, we might have a wreck out back, and John Ellis is around. Stays green for now. We stay up front. Ellis off the pace. That could end his night. Back up front, we have another wreck. Another wreck. That's going to bring out the caution flag. 6th caution flag here of the night. Another big one here. That's going to save John Ellis, who's well off the pace. David Flanagan, a ton of front end damage. And wow, a lot happening there. I believe Wyatt Gray involved in this one as well. Justin Johnson, Trevin Ashronoff. Multiple drivers here now off the pace tonight. And wow, catching our breath here. 5 laps to go. I don't think this is going to set us into overtime. I think we're going to have a natural green-white checkered. So still a long way to go here to decide our winner. But Dylan Jones up at the top of the board in the 11. Probably a different number here tonight. But wow. Let's catch our breath. Let's go back here and watch the replay that brought out the 6th caution of the night. We'll see, actually, back this up a little bit more. We'll watch this one because you're first going to see John Ellis. John Ellis is going to be the first driver here, and this did not bring out the caution. He's turned by Cody Neagles, but luckily Ellis kind of slips right in there. He actually hits into a couple drivers. Could have been a caution, but those 2 drivers were able to keep speed here underneath the apron, and they dodged a bullet there as Ellis kind of slides right by. Let's go now back up and catch some action here, I believe, with, David Flanagan, because now you're going to see what brought out the yellow flag. These 2 up top, it's the 64 and the 69. And excuse me again for the names tonight. This has just been hard for us. And there's Flanagan trying to thread the needle there. He's actually going to go all the way up, slam into the wall. James Waring comes by, hits up into the Flanagan. That's going to eventually turn Flanagan there right in front of the 33. He gets into the 64. That's when the caution flies here. 64 head on to the outside wall. Carnage out back. Wow, what a hit. Gordon Spain. We didn't even see that one until the very end here. We'll watch this in real time. Watch this impact. The 38 of Gordon Spain. Ooh, Cody Neagles, because I don't understand what happened there. Neagles just comes flying in. That's unlike Cody Neagles here. Let's take a peek here and see what Cody Neagles out from his cockpit, but that's a mistake you usually don't see him making. There's an ARCA brake here as he comes right, tries to get on the brake, but that's too late. I think he was trying to make something work and ends up getting into Gordon Spain there. As we go back live here, Neagles on pit lane. That ends his night, as it does Flanagan. Black flag showed here to Wyatt Gray. And he's got all that smoke. So yeah, the 64 was Wyatt Gray. That ends his night. Leave. So yeah, what a big turn of events here late in the night's race. 4 laps to go. We'll take the 1 to go signal next time by. We'll have a natural green-white checker. And if we get a caution flag on the first lap, we'll then go to NASCAR overtime. But if we can get that white flag, that'll be official. As now 6 cautions, $60 now being taken out of the top 5. $30 going to the PGR eSports Fund, and $30 going to the Progressive Jackpot that will continue on and start the build up in that. Hopefully we can get that going and get to a big number at some point this year. And So here we go. Who will be your third race winner here of the young year for PGR eSports? We'll go over the podium finishers here to start the year off. And those podiums on January the 8th. Kyler Wynn, your first winner here in 2026. Kenny McCullough Jr. joined him on the podium in second. Stephen Miles finished in third. And race number 2 of the new year, January 15th. Daniel Falkingham. Didn't take long for him to find the win column. Malik Ray finished in second. John Ward finished in third. So 6 different drivers so far through a couple weeks of racing. And if you look at the top 3 right now, we'd have another set of 3 to book themselves a spot in the 2026 PGR Championship in December. I know a ways off, but I always want to keep talking about that because that's one of the biggest races of the year as well. But here we go. It's going to be a natural green-white checker. Dylan Jones, year leader. Landon Velke will start to his outside. Josh McCullough up to 4th. You see Daniel Eberhardt in the 3rd position at the moment. Malik Ray, your top 5. Pace car heading off the pit lane, which would for what could be the last time here tonight. Apologies there for the mishap on the video, but we are back green. And for all the marbles here, who is going to take the checkered flag?
Natural green white checkered here, so yeah, cause for another caution if they get it. Outside line gonna roll with Landon Velke and Josh McCullough. Watch for that 3rd lane to form up. You got Chick Hicks, Lightning McQueen, and there they go. Dynaco gets lined up. Everhart going to try and save the middle lane so they don't get that run, but it's going to hang out Dylan Jones there on the bottom side. They're going to have to stay tucked here in the middle line if they want to make it work. That top line is absolutely going to roll. They have 4 cars lined up, and they are going to work really well together.
Landon Velke, though, I'll tell you what, I don't think he's won a PGR broadcasted race on a Thursday night. He's got a couple wins, but it usually comes at the expense of a broadcast. Ooh, and I just think I jinxed him when he holds it. He saves it. A great save by Velke. Malik Ray, now your leader on the outside, but Velke has help as he goes back to the bottom. 2 wide in the front, 1 car to the outside off turn number 2.
Velke still formed up. They're formed up pretty heavy, though, on the outside line. Can Daniel Eberhardt give the push that he needs? Kyler Wynn's going to lose it just a little bit. That may be all it needs for Malik Ray, though, on the top side. He's going to get pushed from Jackson Byes and Nathan Harper on the top side. They're going to stay tucked up to the top. Try and let them all roll.
They're wrecking out back. Malik Ray cuts the nose off Velke. They start wrecking. Who's going to win? It looks like Malik Ray's going to coast to victory here. They're all wrecking behind. Not sure who's even going to finish on the podium. Malik Ray will win the 3rd race here of 2026. But the bigger question is who will finish on the podium? And it looks like Hunter Hastings and Nathan Harper. Barring any penalties, it's unofficial for now. But Malik Ray looks to be like your winner here. And what a chaotic race here at the end. I have no idea what just happened. There is so much to go back and look at in this one. And everyone just super aggressive here at the end. The unofficial results are on your screen. It'll be Malik Ray as he will win tonight's race. Hunter Hastings will be on the podium, as will Nathan Harper. Daniel Falkingham, Sean Corbett, your top 5. We'll have to go and see who wins the bonuses for the non-winning PGR drivers. Not quite sure Hunter Hastings and or Corbett. So those 2 might actually have some bonus money coming their way tonight. And it looks like Astronaut Miles and Eckert and company going to be on the outside looking in. But we have Race Control joining us momentarily to walk us through, because that was a crazy end to the race. We're going to go back and try to figure out what the heck happened here. Coming off turn number 4. You can see it right here. Malik Ray in front of Veliky, Eberhardt, Dylan Jones there. You see the 95. I mean, Hunter Hastings is back here. And there's where it starts. I believe it starts here with Eberhardt. Now we get a chopper cam here, and it looks like Landon, though. Landon might have been losing it just a little bit. But there it is. Eberhardt comes up the racetrack. And, man, Veliky, though, turns himself as well. He gets hard in the outside wall. And that's just free sailing there from Malik Ray. Then you see these drivers, Hunter Hastings, Nathan Harper, just flying through to try to get into the top three, and that they do. You see the 32 turns. The 123 had a great shot at this. Just craziness coming to the checkered flag tonight. We'll get some driver interviews here momentarily. While we wait, take a quick break here, and we'll be right back here with your final results and those top three drivers.
I got nut at the track and my steering was out. And of course, all these cars are flying underneath me. I'm like, well, you know, there goes my chances of cashing. And then I haven't even looked back at it, but they just all started wrecking each other. And I just managed to get around it. You know, my first two races have been bad luck. I'm like, don't tell me this is how my 2026 is going to go. But shoot, good luck got me tonight. And, dude, I was screaming like I won the race because, like, no way I want to get a podium out of this. So just a lot of luck there. And, you know, whoever was involved in the tribal incident after we wrecked, I mean, shoot, thanks for racing like a bunch of idiots. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Nathan, hey, you get that third place finish. Obviously, good payday, too, with the big field here tonight, but also locks you in to the 2026 PGR Championship in December. One of those things some of the drivers forget here, and locks you into a really big one here at the end of the year. But, hey, another big one coming up here in about a week and a half. It's the PGR 500. How are you feeling about your chances here this year to try to become champion?
I don't know. I'll probably choke like I usually do. I'll need some good luck to go my way. You know, that's one of my weaknesses is controlling races. I tend to do a little better in the gridlock packages, but I need to be more decisive, I should say. But maybe I'll win, maybe I won't. Who knows?
Well, Nathan, we enjoyed watching you here tonight. Congrats there on your third place finish, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir.
That was your third place finisher here tonight, Nathan Harper. And now we're going to bring up another man here on the podium tonight, a P2 out of nowhere here coming out of turn number 4. It's Hunter Hastings. You have a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, you got to be a happy camper here tonight because it looked like for a minute you're going to be on the outside looking in, and all heck breaks loose here outside of turn number 4 amongst the leaders, and you slip through there somehow. And man, tell us about dodging all those bullets there and somehow getting up to P2 here tonight. And it's really the best he could have done there with Malik Ray running away with it once they all were wrecking.
Yeah, I was like 10th going into turn 3, I think, and I started wrecking, and then I got into some people in the trial. Luckily, I kept her straight and brought her home P2.
Well, it's been a little bit. I know you had a little hiatus here, not just from PGR, but from Money Racing in general. But looks like you're back here, and we got some big races coming up, including the PGR 500. And we were just asking Nathan Harper about his chances, but what about your chances here in one of the crown jewels of the year? Do you think you have what it takes to get the job done this year?
I was one spot short from making it last year, so maybe I can make it into the field. I'll be a happy camper.
Well, we appreciate you racing here. As always, a great start to your year. You'll be locked into the PGR Championship race here in 2026. Appreciate you.
Sir, thank y'all.
That was your second place finisher, Hunter Hastings. And now we'll turn our attention to the race winner as the winningest driver here in PGR history. It's Malik Ray. You have a copy.
Hey man, how you doing?
Well, we're laughing, man. That was we're actually going to go back here to the replay while we got you. And it looked like it was going to be a really good race to the finish there. And looked like you were going to maybe have a run for your money, on that last lap. But then outside turn number 4, it just looks like everyone behind you kind of just gets into one another. And not many times you're able to just kind of run the whole trial with no one behind you. How'd that feel tonight?
Man, I'm actually like I would have rather had it just like stay out and everyone just race to the end, because I mean, like, I was only up there again because of my teammates. So like obviously like it's not a good feeling when like everyone that just helped me get up there, I mean, all of them just got killed and wrecked. So obviously I would have rather that not happen, but unfortunately it did. But I mean, I won, so hell yeah.
Yeah, another win, man. I don't even know how many that's 15, 16, who knows. It's a lot of wins here for you in this series. And obviously you could really complete and own the biggest trophies in money racing, in my opinion, at the moment. And that'd be the SummerSlam 499 and the PGR 500. And this has to be some good momentum as we are about a week and a half here from Speed Weeks. And what are you feeling like for that race? I know it's going to be a nerve-wracking week just to make it a little bit tougher this year with some more heats and less people transferring, but I've obviously got the talent, but got to dodge, obviously some, who knows what can happen out there. A lot can happen, but what are your chances here, you think, this year here in a couple weeks?
I feel like I have a pretty good chance. I just got to try to just stay clean and just don't make any mistakes and just try to be up front at the end.
Well, another win here in the PGR Intimidator Superspeedway Series. Man, hats off to you. It's been a great about year and a half for you here over here in PGR. Obviously, the Coke Series hopefully starting soon. We could see you out there on the track. I believe that's on Tuesday night. So, man, looking forward to all the racing here this year. We appreciate you racing here. Congrats here on the win tonight.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Malik Ray, your winner here tonight, as you see him here on screen. And a lot of damage for a lot of drivers here tonight. Baker, what a heck of a race.
Yeah, we had, probably some of the best racing we've seen in a while with that full ride racing. I wish I would have stayed green. Unfortunate it didn't, but never got back to it. Tried it a little bit, but nonetheless, I still think it was a good race in this car. It's a lot of fun to run. Excited for this next week and a half. It's leading up to the PGR 500 Speed Weeks, and get your entries in, get signed up, pgresports.com, and can't wait to see all y'all out there.
Well, here's your finishing order here tonight. Here's your podium finishers. P1 tonight. It's actually off. Sorry about that. But P1 here tonight, that's going to be Malik Ray, your race winner. As P2 will go to Hunter Hastings. And your third place finisher, Nathan Harper. That's your podium spots here tonight. Daniel Falkingham finishes in 4th. In 5th tonight, Sean Corbett. 6th will be Trevin Ashronoff. Stephen Miles finishes in 7th. Ethan Eckert in 8th. Jackson Buys 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is Kyler Wynn.
And in 11th spot, you got Kenneth McCullough, Max Dynda, 12th, James Waring, 13th, Matthew Stallneck, 14th, Ellis, and 15th, Patton, and 16th. Justin Melikar had a great run towards the middle of the race. Back in 17th, Carson Freeman, Dylan Jones, 19th. That last lap incident, and round out your top 20 is Gordon Spain.
At 21st here tonight, it will be Andrew Zanto overcoming a big wreck here tonight. Josh McCullough finishes in 22nd. Mark Vondell, 23rd. John Ward finishes in 24th. David Flanagan, 25th. Landon Velicky, man, he had a shot tonight to win it. Finishes all the way back in 26th. Daniel Eberhardt, 27th. Steve Sizemore in 28th and 29th tonight. Drew Blaze, rounding out your top 30. That's Cody Eagles.
Justin Johnson in 31st in the dad bod car. Wyatt Gray, 32nd. Dwayne Drummond in 33rd. Colby Nell, 34th. Mike Davenport in 35th. Chase Mistretta, Jeff Merck, and Sam Horst rounding out your 38 car field here tonight.
Yeah, big field here tonight. Love to see it. Felt like a little bit old times here tonight. A wild, chaotic race here tonight, won by the man on the screen, none other than Malik Ray. So an eventful night. Nonetheless, some great racing. We'll be back for this series here. Actually, probably not for another 3 weeks, but we'll still be active here on PGR eSports. A lot of other promotions as well as some recruitment races coming up. You got Sunday Fun Day as well as we all get ready for the 2026 PGR 500. It was another good one here in the books for myself, Michael Triscaro, my co-host tonight, Matthew Baker. We'll see you all soon. Have a good night.